think right about now, most of Am Yisrael really is feeling the birth pangs of Mashiach, whether we can express that or not. I would like to dedicate this video to all the Yatomim and Almanot, all the injured, all the murdered, all the Chayalim who are standing on defense for us, and all the Talmidei Yeshiva who are also standing on defense for us in the front lines in the yeshivas as well. Now that we're making our way through Sefer Shemot, the parshas of Geulah, the first Geulah from Egypt, I wanted to draw some parallels as to what the last Geulah is going to look like for us. We say in the Kedusha that we read on Shabbos, Ve'galti etchem acharitz kereshit, just as the first Geulah happened, I redeemed you from there, so too I'll redeem you in the last Geulah. So we see that there are going to be very strong parallels between these two Geulahs. So I was just thinking throughout these past few weeks, how does this all come full circle? How does the first exile in Egypt match and line up with this last exile that we are in right now? Many of our Chachamim tell us that the last exile we will be going through is Galut Yishmael. And boy, do we feel Galut Yishmael. Yishmael definitely has his claim to fame as being Abraham's son, the other son besides Yitzchak. So I was thinking to myself, what about Yishmael? What makes him worthy of being the last exile for Am Yisrael? And if you look a little bit closer, who is Ishmael's grandfather besides Abraham? It's Paro, because we know that when Abraham went down to Egypt, he was given Hagar, Pharaoh's daughter, to go along with him when he left Egypt. So we see Ishmael's grandfather and mother are both Egyptian. And we also see later in the parsha, after Ishmael is kicked out of Abraham's house, he goes to live in the Midbar, and his mother takes him a wife from Egypt. So what does this have to do with the last exile? So I believe in the commentary of the Vilna Gaon, the Gra, on the Seder Haggadah, the Haggadah Seder, he actually mentions on the commentary to Chad Gadya that there are, I believe, 8 animals in that story. You know, the dog, the whole story with the stick, the dog, the cat, the water, the fire, the broom, the ox, the malach, the slaughter, and the malach hamavet. So the Gra actually parallels every one of these characters in Chad Gadya to a different exile that the Jewish people have been through. And who are the Jewish people in the story? The one Chad Gadya, the little lamb. So lo and behold, who does the Gra parallel as the malach hamavet? You guessed it, Yishmael. We always thought Edom was pretty bad as the shochet. We've had much experience with Edom throughout all of our history in Europe, but it seems that we're going to go through quite some difficult times with Yishmael, and we're definitely getting a taste of that right now. Further, there's this one mitzvah that we have basically scattered throughout every day, every week, every month, every special occasion that happens to the Jewish people. There's the mitzvah of Zecher L'Yetziat Mitzrayim. Now, it's been quite a few thousand years since we've actually been in Egypt. So what is the relevance of us remembering Yetziat Mitzrayim day after day in our Kriyat Shema, when we're at Tefillin? It's everywhere. In a Brit Milah, everywhere you go, on the Pesach Seder, it's there. We know the mitzvot are eternal. They have relevance for every Yid, throughout every generation, day in, day out. So we clearly see that importance and that central aspect of Zecher L'Yetziat Mitzrayim now that we have made that connection between Yishmael and Mitzrayim. So I was thinking to myself about that very interesting midrash when we got to the Sea of Reeds and we were about to cross the sea. The sea didn't want to split. The sea sort of had this back and forth discussion with Hashem saying, oh, why should I split for these guys? These Egyptians, they serve Avodah Zarah, and the Yidden who are crossing, they also serve Avodah Zarah. So one critical difference that we see in the Egypt of today is that really Avodah Zarah has been canceled out from the world. We don't serve Avodah Zarah, and definitely Yishmael does not serve Avodah Zarah. Whatever form of the splitting of the sea we're going to experience, B'ezrat Hashem, very soon, I imagine it being like some sort of dialogue between whatever entity that's going to have this back and forth like the sea back then with Hashem. They're going to be like, who do we save? These ones serve Hashem and these ones serve Hashem. And I feel that's what really makes this last Galut so different from all the others. In a certain way, it is coming full circle. It is taking us back to Egypt, and then that's why we are remembering the Yetziat Mitzrayim day after day, because we want to come out of this last Egypt. But never have the Jewish people faced an exile where the people oppressing them are also claiming to serve Hashem. And this goes so far to the point where I believe it's a Zohar that says that Yishmael even has a share in the lower Eretz Israel due to the merit of his bris milah. So, how do we overcome this last exile? I don't have the answers. Who is the Nachshon ben Aminadav of our generation, and what does he have to do to get the sea to split in our generation? Well, I guess that's what makes this journey so exciting. That's what we have our free will for, is we have to figure it out while we're on the hot spot. Just as in Egypt, the slavery and the bondage became much harsher towards the end so that the process can speed up and the Geulah comes faster. I mean, we only have a few hundred years left till the 6,000 benchmark. I don't know how much more Hashem is going to squeeze into this last bit of the exile to make it speed up. Let's look to our Chachamim, let's look to our Torah, let's find the answers in Chazal, let's help one another, let's do chesed with one another and pray, and B'ezrat Hashem we'll find the answer together. Chazak v'nitchazek be'ad amenu u'be'ad arei Eloheinu v'Adonai ya'aseh hatov be'einav. May we see the Geulah swiftly, quickly, and now more than ever, there is time, but no time to waste.